Some of you will remember this Ryobi sander that I cleaned up and got going again. Well, this part of it has seized up. I don't know what the wife did to it, but she was using it, and now it looks like those needle bearings weren't such a good idea after all. Must have gunged up with shit or something and gotten stuck. So anyway, seeing as the wife wants to use one, I went and got her a Christmas present. So couldn't find a Makita one, so we've got to get Ryobi belt and disc sander, what I'd call a bench sander. 4-year replacement warranty. Make sure you register your tool for that. This is the RBDS 4601G, catchy name, and it's got optimum performance. Goodbye box. Right, first impressions, let's have a look at this. Well, it is rough. Look at the casting on this side. It's just, did they give any shits at all? I mean, far out. It's just ground and chunks taken out of it. They just don't give a shit about that mold. This goes on here for your, there we go, installs for your disc sander, and it is rough and oily, not very smooth. Anyway, here's your backstop up here if you do require such things. This is a new feature that the old one I redid doesn't have, in that it's got a dust extractor. Look at that. I wonder if that might help. 370 watts. This is high quality. It's usually this bit's plastic and this bit's steel on crappy tools, but on this one they've gone all out and done it all in plastic. Not that I've ever used one of those to sand anything, so not too worried about that. Comes with a sanding disc, which is self-adhesive. You slap her on there. Yeah, so what else? This is the release for the belt, which hopefully is a bit better than the one that fell off the other Ryobi sander. Adjustment for tracking of the belt, and that's about all a belt sander has. 2,850 revolutions per minute at 370 watts. Yep, she's 150mm sanding disc, and the belt is a standard, what is it, 914mm by 100mm wide, of course. Oh, it's written on the front there, look. Okay, I need to use it. Well, the wife needs to use it for a project she's done for Christmas, so that's the introduction. We'll give it a bit of a play, and I'll tell you if it's any good. Hopefully it's going to be a lot quieter than the last one. Couldn't be much rowdier. Right, she now has all her bits and pieces attached, and with the light on it you can see it's almost blinding me in this sort of fluorescent vomit bloody chunder green. Here's all the bits. Got a little safety guardy doohickey dust catchy thing under there, I'm assuming, all hooks up to the dust extractor. We've got the backstop here so that you don't lose your bloody bit of work, shoot it across the room. And the self-adhesive disc is on, the rough table's on, and she's ready for a test drive. Let's give her a whirl. She's not plugged in. One moment. Alright, let's try that again. So it's a bit quieter than the one I rehabbed, but still a pretty rowdy beast. But does it sand, or does it stall? Well, the police helicopter is circling, but hopefully that won't disturb our filming here too much. So, used this a bit the other day. Seems alright. Just going to try it with the dust poured on it now. It's 63mm here, which happens to be the same as the one on my table saw there, so I can just slot that on, whack my 100mm pipe on there, and we'll be ready to go. without dust extraction. Dust extraction, well, maybe it was 25% better with the dust extraction. Wasn't a huge amount. It definitely was better with the dust extractor on, but you know, it's a sander. Sanders make a lot of dust and it goes in all directions. Most of the dust is coming up here, so the dust extractor is only catching whatever's left on the belt that flicks off at the end, whereas most of the dust is coming up long before it gets to that point. Let's try out the disc sander. Let's see how good it is at stalling. Not stalling as the case may be. As well as being horizontal, can be flipped up to sand vertically. So to do that, according to the instructions here, you loosen this screw, you then wait for the motorcycle to go past and you flip it up. Well, easy as that. Much easier than my previous Ryobi sander. And then lock it in place, which is a little bit tricky with that. Take that thing off and this will be a lot easier. And this thing will, well, if I was using it, it wouldn't be on there. But the wife seems to like it. Anyway, it will cut to me having already done this up and using the thing, eh? They spared no expense with this guard on the back here. Look at that. She's a cracker. So I'm hoping in this configuration the dust collection will be much more useful, as gravity will be taking it down, belt will be driving it straight into the area where it catches the dust in here, and so hopefully it'll work much better, but we'll have a look, shall we? The dust collection was a lot better in the vertical position. There was noticeable difference when I turned it on and off. Might not have shown up much on the camera, but yeah, was a lot better in the vertical position. Also in the vertical position, I was just using this as my rest, but you can put this around this side and use that as your table for sanding. Now I was about to wrap this up, but I then thought, oh, I haven't changed the belt. Show you how to change the belt. And here is the biggest failure of this tool, apart from the fact that it stalls all the time. You can't just take the belt off. Look at this. I know now why it came with a belt on it. I was quite surprised when there was a belt on it. But you would expect you could just undo it and it would come off one side or the other. But no, they've screwed the safety guard on the bottom that you have to remove first. Dumb. So, to get this off, you will have to lift this back up into the vertical position, which really means taking this off, because trying to get to that screw and stuff, it's just a pain in the bum. And this thing is screwed through, instead of having it slotted so that you could just drop it on and off and just tighten it, you've got to undo all the bolts, then lift this up and then undo the bolts on, or the screws on the bottom of the safety guard. Now that's a right pain in the ass. If you're wanting to change these out for different grits all the time, that safety guard's never going back on. So it certainly won't be going back on. This one is when I take it off in a moment's time. So waste of time. Now I guess that didn't take too long, but it's a lot more convoluted than my old Ryobi one, where I just pulled the lever and slid it straight off the back. No worries at all. So I put that guard back on just to show you how long it would take. Not too bad, I suppose, but if you were changing grits all the time, daily, like I say, it would be a pain in the ass. So this belt that it came with was supposedly 80 grit. It was awfully delicate 80 grit, certainly compared to that one. If you put really low grits on, like 40 on this thing, I don't think it could handle it. I think the pressure that you'd put on the wood would just be too much. So in conclusion, if you are wanting this sander to use every day, daily at your work, forget it. Go buy a different sander. This one will not do the job. This is a very light duty DIY sander, and if it wasn't for the fact that it's for my wife rather than me, I would get another one. Simple. It's not grunty enough for what I would like. But if you're only doing little hobby things around the house, occasional use, making small toys or something, then yeah, should be alright. So thanks for watching. I've got a lot more reviews coming up. Take a look at my channel, subscribe, click the little bell thing there, and then you'll get the notifications. You've got a heap of Makita stuff coming up, a few other different tool brands coming up, and a few projects coming up hopefully. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Sander, meh. Buy it if you don't expect to sand too much. Thanks for watching.